Good morning, one and all. Welcome to this circle. Welcome to SSUC, Southminster Steinhauer United Church. We are spiritual seekers united in community, and we're gathered here in this circle as we are every week, building a unique community with one another. A community that is meaningful to us here in this hour, but also meaningful in how we take this community out into our lives and into the world. Welcome to this place. This is a place where we work hard to make a safer place for all. No matter who you are, you're welcome here. It's a safe place to be yourself. It's a safe place to ask our questions, safe place to explore the inner workings of our human experience. This is a place where we seek to find wisdom for our living and to strengthen our intentions to live more closely to our highest values and our worthy goals for our lives. So as we welcome one another, we know that we're in a good place, and we hope that it is that way for you this morning. A special welcome this morning to our special guest, Carolyn McDade, who will join us at the piano on occasion this morning, and we're honored to have you with us, Carolyn, as well as all the singers from the singing circle that's been meeting here in this place this weekend. We welcome you again to this space. A few very brief thoughts about what's upcoming in the life of our community in the next week. Today in our gathering, we have the sad task of acknowledging the death of Michael O'Hay, a member of our community, a Kid Spirit leader for the past 8 years, and a loving and beautiful presence among us. Michael lived with a brain tumor, lived well, lived with strength and with promise for as long as many of us knew him, and he died in the early hours of Monday morning. Our hearts are with his mother, Jean, also a member of this community, his 3 children, and his colleagues and former students at the U of A and MacEwan University, where he was an English professor. With all who knew him and loved him, our hearts are with you. So we'll celebrate Michael's life right here in this space on this Friday, April the 12th at 1 p.m. You're all welcome to attend as we honor the light of his life and the light that he continues to share with us. As is our custom, we will sing tribute to Michael this morning with words we speak at every memorial gathering. And today we will sing those words in gratitude and in celebration of the love that Michael O'Hay has shared with us and with so many. Let's sing in that song.
we're together in a confluence of legacies. As we gather in this place on this land, this storied and ancestral land of Cree peoples, of Métis peoples who have made this their home for generations. We honor the culture, the spirituality, the traditions of our Indigenous brothers and sisters whose story is woven into this land. And we honor how this land has opened to receive those of us who came to this place a generation or two or more ago, and those who are very newly in this land. And as we make our home together in this place, we receive our responsibility to transcend the wounds of our history and together with one another to seek a more reconciling way forward into our shared future. And as we do each time we gather, we light this candle to remember Earth's oldest ritual, the turning toward our day star. We come in the light of this new day, in this gift in which we turn ourselves toward light. We light this candle in deep gratitude for the light of the long story of which we're a part, and the light of those who have gone before us, and the light of those who share this life with us, and the light of wisdom we receive in our tradition and in all the enduring spiritual traditions that have come of our long human journey. And for all of this, we sing our gratitude for the gifts around us, the gifts of a good and loving earth. When we gather with one another, we seek to strengthen our intentions to live more nearly the values we hold dear, to live into our highest humanity, which is to say, we pray with one another. We share these words as our prayer. In the ever-creating energy in which we live, we celebrate beauty. Beauty swimming in rivers and oceans, beauty creeping in soils and seas, beauty singing in wetlands and waters, beauty dwelling in forest and field, beauty in the midst of brokenness. In this time we share together, in the midst of trouble and beauty, may we awaken to the wisdom of life with reverence and gratitude. May it be so.
It's our time for all ages. That means it's a time for all ages. So please, if you'd like to enjoy this time, do so from your seats. If you'd like to do so from the carpet, you're also welcome here. Good morning, everyone. It's beautiful to see you all this morning. And speaking of beautiful, let me introduce Sherry Ann. Wow, that just worked. Sherry Ann is beautiful, just like all the rest of us, and she is going to introduce us again to a story about beauty. And Sherry Ann, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Does the mic's coming up? Good morning.
It's working.
It's on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Today, we are going to sing a song about beauty. And it is a song that was written by a beautiful woman whose name is Carolyn McDade. She created this song as a gift for us, everybody who's already lived before us, everyone who's living right now, and everyone who is yet to live. And not just the humans, but also the more than humans, the creatures. And we have a moment right now to thank her because she's here in this room. Would you join me, you on the carpet, and standing for one moment and turning with me and thanking you, Carolyn, for this gift to us all in this room, in the world. Will you join me? Thank you. Thank you. Would you please be seated? Thank you. We are invited to sing with our bodies in this song. I'll invite you on the carpet here and everyone in the room to stay seated, but sing as big and as beautiful as your body wants to sing. Are you ready? Here we go.
What a beautiful way to sing about beauty, to sing about our earth, and to sing about all of life. It's so great. Thank you for participating in that with us today. I'd like to invite all of you to be part of Kids Spirit this morning, or to be a part of the Youth Cafe downstairs this morning, or to do whatever you need to do this morning in our space. So let's go, be part of our program. This morning, a poem entitled The Way It Is by Rosemary Watola Traumer. Over and over, we break open. We break, and we break, and we open. For a while, we try to fix the vessel, as if to be broken is bad. As if with glue and tape and a steady hand, we might bring things to perfect again. As if they were ever perfect. As if to be broken is not also perfect. As if to be open is not the path toward joy. The vase that's been shattered and cracked will never hold water. Eventually it will leak. And at some point, perhaps, we decide that we're done with picking our flowers anyway, and no longer need a place to contain them. We watch them grow just as wildflowers do, unfenced, unmanaged, blossoming only when they're ready. And my God, how beautiful they are amidst the mounting pile of shards. In the words of this contemporary poet, may we find wisdom for our living. Some Say You're Lucky by Gregory Orr. Some say you're lucky if nothing shatters it, but then you wouldn't understand poems or songs. You'd never know beauty comes from loss. It's deep inside every person, a tear tinier than a pearl or thorn. It's one of those places where love is born. In the words of this contemporary poet, may we find wisdom for our living.
A story told by the earliest of our Gospels, found in the Christian scriptures. A story placed near the end of the life of Jesus of Nazareth, just before his arrest and execution, and when that was all becoming inevitable. A story about brokenness. When Jesus was in Bethany at the house of Simon, who was a leper, he sat at a table, and a woman came with an alabaster jar of very costly ointment. She broke open the jar and poured the ointment on his head. Some who were there said to each other in anger, "Why is the ointment being wasted in this way? It could have been sold for a lot of money, and the money could have been given to the poor." And they scolded her. And Jesus said, "Leave her be. Why do you trouble her? She has done a beautiful thing for me. You have the poor with you always, and you can show kindness to them whenever you want. She has done what she could. She has anointed my body before its burial. Truly, I tell you, wherever good news is shared in the whole world, what has been done will be told in remembrance of her." In this story from the first century, I don't know about you, but I get to this time in the cycle of our seasons, and I find myself starved for color. I have feasted on white long enough. And I'm pretty sure brown has some unsung beauties. But I'm dreaming of all those shades of green that are coming. Not to mention the reds and the yellows and the oranges that are waiting to break through the ground in this color fest of spring. But I don't think it's just a spring thing to be hungry for beauty. Our appetite for beauty is endless. It's one of the great gifts of being spiritual beings in a human experience. We have an insatiable appetite for beauty. And when we think about beauty, different images and memories come to our mind. Many of them we saw reflected in those images Rosemary Cunningham captured for us that we witnessed a few moments ago. We see beauty in the sunrise painting the sky red, or in the intricacies in the face of a flower, or the moon rising through the darkness and reflecting on the lake, or those places where water dramatically meets land, or where land rises to meet the sky. Not to mention all the human creations in art and architecture, or the wonders of an ancient civilization. But when we think of beauty, we don't generally think of broken glass. And yet one of the few times we find the word beautiful in the writings of our tradition is in a story about broken glass. Near the end of his life, as the authorities plotted to kill this itinerant teacher from Nazareth, this unauthorized, self-styled rabbi from the Galilee who had a following among peasants, as the authorities were plotting to eliminate him for fueling revolutionary ideas of a beloved community of equals, a vision that always terrifies those who benefit from inequity. In that time, we have a story of Jesus finding sanctuary in a home of a man named Simon, who the story tells us only one thing about, besides the fact he lived in Bethany. The story takes pains to tell us he was a leper, one who would not be considered beautiful. And it was an ugly and brutal time when an anonymous woman claims her place at a dinner table beside Jesus and breaks a container over his head, drenching him in expensive oil. A gesture that stated the obvious. Their noses couldn't miss the elephant in the living room. And the stench of danger was palpable. They all knew what was coming and felt powerless to change it. They knew they had no army, no weapons, no plan of attack. All they had was love. And the conviction that there was another way. And their beautiful hope that there was an alternative to violence and to inequity and to oppression, that another world was possible. And alongside the sound of breaking glass was the release of this fragrant scent into the fear and the defeat and the brooding darkness of a troubled time when the deadly alliance of political and religious forces would do anything, as they always will, to silence dissent with violence and spin it into hate. And she breaks her glass. Some said it was a waste. He said it was a beautiful thing. Jesus celebrated her gesture of beauty and received her gift of just simply doing what she could do. She wasn't paralyzed by fear. She didn't avoid the obvious. She didn't try to pretend that death wasn't in the air. She didn't stay away because she didn't know what to say. She came with her broken glass, her bouquet of flowers, her card of compassion, her version of a casserole, her gesture of beauty. And it was beauty, born as it often is, of brokenness, of a heart broken open to the pain of the moment. What she did was the instinct of an expansive heart. It didn't come out of a constricted and fearful heart, and it was the gift of accompaniment, an expression of presence, even in the face of being powerless to change circumstances. She brought some beauty to his life in a time that wasn't awash in beauty, a time like ours that know its share of ugliness. And this story reminds us that beauty isn't just in the eye of the beholder. Beauty isn't reserved solely for the natural world and its wonders. It is within each of us to create and express beauty. The food we provide to one another is an expression of caring. It's a beautiful thing. The flowers that we bring in the face of sadness or gladness, it's a beautiful thing. The affection we share, the tear we wipe from another's eye, the comfort we bring just with the gift of our presence, it's a beautiful thing. The hand we hold, the phone call we make to express our concern, the things we do to help one another, the grass we cut, the snow we shovel, the dishes we wash, the house we clean for another, it's a beautiful thing. And the music we create, and the music we make, and the words we cobble together, the art and craft of living and loving, it's a beautiful thing. Whenever the glass of our hearts shatter, as we're broken open, and we do whatever is in our power to do, it's a beautiful thing. No doubt our eyes and our ears and our noses enable us to appreciate beauty. But it takes hearts to create beauty. Hearts with the courage to face being unlucky, being shattered. Hearts that have learned those truths of which the poet spoke, we heard a moment ago. Hearts that have learned that beauty isn't an industry, and it's not a luxury. It comes from deep inside us, and it's often born of loss. This is a time for us to consider how we too might anoint pain with beauty. How we too might honor the beauty in broken things, in broken bodies and broken spirits and broken dreams and broken hopes. Perhaps we need to create a shelf in our lives of broken treasures to help us to be sighted for the beauties that shimmer through the shards. As meaning-making creatures, we're creatures of ritual, just like our earth. We come to this time a moment of ritual to frame a moment of gratitude for the wisdom and stories that shape us, for the songs that carry our hopes and fears, the beauties we bring to each other and we create in the world.
And so we pause at this table to hold a simple piece of bread, ordinary in its beauty, but we pause to frame a moment of gratitude for the gifts of an earth that breaks itself open to feed us, along with the work of many who plant and grow and harvest and grind and bake to meet our hunger. So we share this bread today as commitment to live graciously, gratefully, and generously.
And we take time to pause at this table to share a cup, framing a moment of gratitude for the gifts of community, for the ways we pour ourselves into one another and we pour ourselves out into the world, for communities that are containers for our tears and our joys, our fears and our hopes. We share this cup as a commitment to live consciously and intentionally.
We invite you to share this time in whatever way feels right and meaningful to you. If you would like to come forward, you're welcome at this table to take a piece of bread and to dip it in the cup. You're also welcome to stay in your seat in reflection in whatever way that makes the most of this time for you. This ritual, this table, in this place is not about expressing beliefs. It's about sharing our intentions and committing ourselves to sharing gladness, to sharing sadness, and committing to lives worth living.
So we take this time, in whatever way we choose to participate, knowing all are welcome to share in bread and in this common cup. We take this time in the company of music, honoring the long road of creativity that you've placed in the world, Carolyn. Music that has taken its place in this circle and in our lives. And in the company of that good music, we'll make our way to this table or hold this space in our circle, sharing gratefully in the grace of life, sharing bread for the journey and a cup of deep intention. We want to share a moment of gratitude. Carolyn has been a part of this community over the last 15 years and has been with us at least one spiritual gathering each year and sometimes more than one. And in so many ways, you are a part of this community, Carolyn, when you're here in your presence, and often when you're not, because we're singing your words or we're hearing them, and they are so often present in this space and among us. You have brought some beauty to our lives in the lyrics that you have placed in the world, in the poetry and images that you have birthed in your music, in the melodies that you've given us to sing and to hear, and even in those dissonant moments in music that you've helped us feel the edge and struggle of life. In so many ways, you have brought beauty to our lives, and we are deeply grateful. Carolyn is retiring from the work of leading program circles, and we celebrated our last program circle here this weekend. You get to retire from work, but you don't get to retire from relationships. So it's our hope that you will find your place in this circle, not only in the times we sing your music, but in the times that you are here because of relationship, just to be in the company of friends. We want to acknowledge that You are not only an honorary citizen of Portland, but you are an honorary member of Southminster Steinhauer United Church. And when your beloved Golden Warriors are not having a good day, we have another team color you can wear.
I love it. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, yes. It's truly home here, you know. I said it's truly home here. I don't know that this is on. You are home to me in so many ways over so many years. And as I tell my beloved friends all over, all the way from Massachusetts over to Portland, yes, I love you all, but my home, my church home, is in Alberta, Edmonton.
We are born of the beauty of light and the deep mysteries of the universe. And we are born to bring beauty in all the circles in which we live and move and have our being. We bring the beauty of our wholeness and our brokenness, our questions and our so very tentative answers. We go with our open hearts, willing to let them be broken open, to bring beauty to this world that needs so much beauty. We go singing of life's sacredness.